to a class focused around upper body strength and rib cage stabilization. For this class you'll need a band. All right, so if you want to do one of the warm-ups, then please feel free to go through the videos and go through the warm-up videos to find one that suits you today. Otherwise we're going to get started. So bringing those feet hip width apart, we're going to take our band, we're going to loop it around the back of our ribs, about just underneath your shoulder blades. All right, we're going to add a very light bit of tension onto that band, almost like you're trying to draw the rib cage forward, and we're going to press the back of the ribs into that band. Elbows are tucked into the ribs. We're going to take a deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to rotate through the shoulder joints, opening through that chest, breathing in to return, breathing out to rotate and open, breathing in to return. Now as you rotate and open, think about pressing the back of the rib cage into that band to just deepen that activation through those tummy muscles. Lovely, we're going to go for 3 more of these. And 2. Last one, we're going to hold on that rotation. We're going to take a deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to turn the arms upside down, reaching the band away, breathing in to bend the elbows and come back in. Breathing out to extend and reach. Breathing in to return. Thinking about still pressing the back of the ribs into that band. Make sure that rib cage isn't popping forward. For 2 more. And last one here. Holding that band, deep breath in. Deep breath out to turn to look to the left. Breathing into center. Breathing out to the right to keep those shoulders back and down. Breathing into center. 1 more each side, still pressing that band in, that rib cage into the band. Holding those arms there for a little bit longer. Deep breath in, deep breath out to lift up onto the toes. Breathing into lower. Breathing out to lift. Keep settling those shoulders back and down, drawing the shoulder blades together. We're nearly there. 3 more. And 2. And last one, everyone. Grounding those heels, slowly bend the elbows in, closing down and relax the arms, roll those shoulders back and down. We're going to change the position of our band. So we're going to take it in both hands into an overhand grip here. Lovely, shoulders are back and down, light bit of tension on that band. We're going to take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, we're going to extend the arms out in front of us, breathing into return. Now, even though we've moved that band from around the back of our ribs, still think about pressing your rib cage into that imaginary band behind you. Breathing out to extend, breathing into return. Growing tall from the crown of our head here. Lovely, for 3 more. And 2. Last one, we're going to extend that band out in front of us, holding for a deep breath in. Deep breath out, we're going to rotate through the top half of the body, keeping those hips facing forward, breathing in to come into center. Try and keep that band in front of the chest at all times. Don't let the shoulders go further than the chest. Breathing into center. 1 more each side. Keep those shoulders back and down. Last one. Coming back to center, we're going to hold and we're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Roll those shoulders back and down again. Lovely. Taking the band nice and taking our hands nice and wide on the band this time, so wider than hip width apart. Adding that light tension onto the band and bringing the arms up to shoulder height. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, press the band into the fronts of your thighs, sweeping those hands further back, breathing in to lift to shoulder height, breathing out to press, breathing in to lift. about squeezing those shoulder blades together, still growing tall from the crown of our head. We've got 3 more here. And 2. And last one, holding that band into our thighs. We're going to pulse to the wall behind us for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax, roll those shoulders back and down. Lovely. We're going to pop that band just to one side for now. We're going to come to the ends of our mats and we're going to come into our roll down. So we're going to take that lovely deep breath in, sweeping those arms overhead. Deep breath out to nod the chin down to our chest, peeling down through that spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Holding at the bottom for your deep breath in. Deep breath out to lift through the tummy and restack that spine. Lovely. 2 more like this. Deep breath in, arms overhead. Deep breath out, nod that chin down to our chest, peeling down 1 vertebra at a time. Holding at the bottom for that deep breath in. Deep breath out to lift through the tummy and restack that spine. 1 more here. Deep breath in, arms overhead. Deep breath out, nod your chin, peeling down. Holding here, think about softening into the knees. We're going to hug our elbows. We're just going to have a little rock from side to side, coming into our ragdoll. Just releasing through the shoulder joints, releasing through the head and the neck. 1 more each side. And then release the hands, soften into the knees. We're going to come down onto our mats, into a high kneeling position. Now, if kneeling is not a nice position for you, then please feel free to come back up into standing. And you can do the same round of work in standing. We're going to find that band. We're going to come back into that underhand grip. So we're going to come into the exact same round of work as we've just done, but we're going to come into kneeling. So you need to increase that, over exaggerate that little tuck of that tailbone here. And think about growing tall from the crown of our head. So we really need to use those glutes to stabilize here. All right. Band is in the hands, palms face up, light bit of tension on that band. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to extend the arms forward, breathing in to bend, breathing out to extend. And again, think about growing tall from the crown of your head here. Lovely. We're going to go for 2 more. And last one. Holding that band out in front. Deep breath in. Deep breath out to rotate to one side. Don't let those hip bones rotate. Breathing into center. Breathing out to rotate opposite side. Breathing into center. 1 more each side. Last one. And we hold and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax those arms. Couple of gentle rolls of those shoulders. And once again, we're taking those arms wider than the hips here. Reset. Nice neutral pelvis. Light bit of tension. Deep breath in. Sorry, arms are in front of shoulders. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're going to press that band into our thighs, squeezing those shoulder blades as we do. Breathing in to lift the arms. Breathing out to press. Breathing in. Last 2. And last one. Hold that press in the band. We're going to pulse those arms for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax, rolling those shoulders back and down. Pop that band to one side for now. We're just going to sit back and down into child's pose or puppy pose, whatever's most comfortable for your knees. Holding for a couple of deep breaths in here. And then coming back up onto our knees, we're going to take that band. We're going to wrap it back around the rib cage. Adding a very light bit of tension onto that band. We're going to place the band underneath both hands. Lovely. And again, it's almost like that band's trying to pull that rib cage, and we're just pressing the back of the ribs into it to keep that flat back position. Shoulders are back and down. Tummy is lifted in towards that spine. We're going to come into our shoulder blade press up. So we're going to take a deep breath in as we squeeze those shoulder blades together, breathing out to press into that band. Breathing in to squeeze the shoulder blades, breathing out to press. Now it is not a big movement. It is a very small movement. And it'll just feel like your chest is dipping in between your armpits. Our elbows stay nice and straight. And then we press into the mat to lift the chest away from the mat. Breathing out to press. Breathing in to dip. Lovely. We're going to go for 3 more of those. And 2. And 1. Holding into that band. We're going to come into a full press up now. So we're going to keep that connection between the back of the ribs and the band for the entire movement. Breathing in, bend the elbows, lower the forehead. Breathing out to press the mat away. Breathing in to bend the elbows, lower the forehead. Breathing out to press the mat away. Now you don't have to shift your weight completely over your hands. You can shift your weight slightly towards those heels. So it's more like you're trying to sit back and down into child's pose. And this will just ease off of those shoulders ever so slightly. Or again, taking that weight forward over those hands. 3 more. And 2. And 1. Lovely. Just release off that band. Keep it where it is if you can. And sit back and down into child's pose or puppy pose. And just release off through the front of the chest, through the shoulders. Taking those nice deep breaths in. 1 more here. Just trying to get my hair up and out of my face. And then we'll do our last little round of work here. So we're going to take that band back behind the ribs. All right, if it is really bothering you there, please feel free to pop it to one side. Light bit of tension on that band. Shoulders are back and down, tummy is lifted, tailbone is tucked. Now we've got 2 options. You can come back into those press ups, so breathing into lower down, breathing out to press away. Your second option is to tuck your toes under and come into our hovers. So we're going to take a deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to press into the toes, press into the hands. We're just going to hover those knees an inch or 2 off of the mat, breathing into lower back down, breathing out to lift, breathing into lower. Think about sliding those shoulders back and down the entire way through this movement. We've got 3 more of whichever variation you're in. So 3 and 2. And last one, everyone. Ground the knees, pop the band off, sit back and down into child's pose. One more deep breath in. And rising on up, we're then going to come down onto our fronts. Now, obviously being very careful in this position if you have any spinal conditions. If you do, then please feel free to skip ahead in the video, or you can come back into the round of work that we've just done and repeat that. All right. So if you're happy lying on your front, we're going to bring our forehead onto the mat. Hands are on the mat either side of us. Gentle tack of that tailbone, so we're lifting the belly in towards the spine. Shoulders are back and down, toes are pointed. Make sure you've got a gentle tuck of your chin here, imagining that if someone was standing over the top of you, they could see as much of your neck as possible. We're going to take a nice deep breath in to prepare. Deep breath out. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, hovering the hands off. Breathing in to lower down. Breathing out to squeeze and lift. Breathing into lower. Now, as you lift those arms, think about extending through that spine, really sending that tailbone down towards your heels, lifting that belly button up,
tucking that tailbone. 2 more here. And last one. Grounding the hands down onto the mat either side of you. Same movement pattern, but this time we're going to lift the forehead. So deep breath in to prepare. Deep breath out. We're just going to lift the forehead. Keep your gaze down at the mat. Breathing in to lower. Breathing out to press into those hands and elbows. Breathing out to lift. Breathing in to lower. Breathing out, we press. Keep the chin tucked. Keep the gaze down at the mat. 2 more. Last one. And relax down here, placing your hands underneath your head. We're going to turn our head to one side, taking 2 deep breaths in. And then turning your head to the opposite side for 2 deep breaths in. Now, if you are happy with both of those exercises and you want to work on combining both of them, you're welcome to join me. If you feel like that was enough, then you can work on just lifting the arms or just lifting the head. You don't have to combine them. So forehead comes down onto the mat. Hands are down on the mat either side of the head. Shoulders back and down. Tucking the tailbone and lifting that tummy up. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, lifting the forehead, lifting the hands and the elbows. We hold for a breath in. Breath out to lower down. Breath in to hold. Breath out to lift. Breath in to hold. Two more. And last one, everyone. Lovely. Lowering ourselves down. We're going to press ourselves back and down into child's pose. Holding here for a couple of deep breaths. And then threading one arm underneath the opposite arm if that's comfortable for you. And then over to the opposite side. Coming back to centre, bringing yourselves up. We're going to sweep our legs round. We're going to come down onto our backs for our next round of work. Lovely. So we're going to find that nice neutral pelvis, that gentle tuck of the tailbone. Hands are down on the mat either side of us. Bringing one leg up into your single leg tabletop, or both legs up into your double leg tabletop, or you're more than welcome to keep both of your feet flat on the mat. We're going to float our hands an inch or two off of the mat, and we're going to start pulsing those hands up and down in our hundreds. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Now, as you're pulsing those arms, think about sliding the shoulder blades back and down. What we don't want is the rib cage bouncing up and down. It's just the arms moving in the sockets. The ribs are staying perfectly still here. We're coming into our last few rounds. If anyone wants to nod their chin, gliding their ribs towards the pelvis to lift into their abdominal prep, you're welcome to. Still pulsing those arms. Breathing in, out, in, out, and lower down. Take a nice full body stretch here, everyone. Lovely. When we're ready, we're going to bend our knees, feet come flat on the mat, hands are down on the mat either side of us. Take a nice gentle tuck of that tailbone, bringing one leg up into a single leg tabletop, or both legs up into your double leg tabletop. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to extend one leg nice and long into our one leg stretch. Breathing in to bend the knee. Breathing out to extend. Breathing in to bend. Just giving that upper body a little bit of a break. It's worked very, very hard so far. Single legs, last one here, and then you're going to swap legs, double legs, keep going. Lovely, one more on each leg or two more on that single leg. And then we're holding the legs in our double leg tabletop, or you're welcome to pop both feet back down onto the mat. We're going to float the hands up to the ceiling, taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to reach the arms up overhead, breathing in to sweep the arms back. Breathing out to reach the arms overhead, breathing in to sweep the arms back. Again, think about pressing the back of the ribs down into the mat. Breathing out, just getting warmed up into this position. We've got two more. And last one, everyone. And take a nice full body stretch here. Lovely. When you're ready, we're going to bend those knees, feet come flat on the mat. We're going to point our arms up to the ceiling, and we're going to combine our one leg stretch and our overhead reach. So bringing one leg up into your single leg tabletop, or both legs up into your double leg tabletop. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, and as we do, we're going to sweep those arms overhead. Deep breath out. We're going to sweep the arms down next to the hips, extending one leg nice and long as we do. Breathing in to bring them both back in together. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lovely. Single legs, we're going to swap round. Now those of us in double leg, if you want to add in your abdominal prep, you're welcome to. Breathing out, we nod the chin, sweep the arms and extend the leg. Breathing in to come back down. Two more here, everyone. And last one. And take a lovely full body stretch, everyone. Taking a couple more deep breaths in here. And then going to find that band again. And we're just going to pop it so it's underneath our bottom, but not on, we're not on top of it. It's between our bottom and our heels. So it's still on the mat. Sorry, it's on the mat, not underneath us, but between our bottom and our heels. All right. So you should be able to reach that band with your fingertips. Now we don't quite need it just yet. We're going to come into our bridge. So we want our heels nice and close to our bottom. Gentle tuck of that tailbone. Gentle nod of the chin to protect the neck. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're really going to tuck that tailbone under, almost like we're scooping that pelvis up, peeling up through that spine, holding at the top of our bridge for that breath in. Breath out to soften through the rib cage and roll back down one vertebra at a time. Deep breath in at the bottom. Deep breath out to tuck the tailbone, pressing into the heels, peeling on up. Holding for our breath in. Breath out to soften through the ribs and roll back down. Lovely. Now you can carry on with your hands on the mat, or as you breathe out and lift, you can lift the arms, sweeping them up overhead. Really thinking about that rib cage placement today. Holding for that deep breath in. Deep breath out, soften through the ribs, rolling back down one vertebra at a time. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Hold for that breath in. Breath out. Lovely, we're going to go for 3 more. And 2 more. And last one like this. Holding in that bridge, deep breath in, deep breath out. Keep the pelvis lifted, but sweep the hands back down to the mat. Finding that band in both hands. We're going to add a light bit of tension. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to lift the band and hold it away from the mat. Breathing in to hold, breathing out. We're going to start pulsing those hands out to the sides of our mats. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. So we're pulsing the hands out to the edge of the mat, not up and down, like you're trying to pull that band apart. Using our hundreds breathing here, keeping the ribs nice and soft, trying to keep those hips lifted. We're nearly there. 2 more. Last one. Ground the hands, soften through the ribs, rolling back down, and just hug those knees into your chest for that gentle rock from side to side here. Lovely, placing one hand on top of each knee, circling those knees out either side of us, in together, up and round, just opening through those hip joints, releasing off any tension here. Change direction of those circles when you're ready. And then we're going to bring ourselves up into sitting. So we're going to come around back onto our hands and knees, and we're going to pop that band to one side. We're all done with that now. So we're going to come into some plank variations. All right. Now, if the plank variations are not for you, then you're going to come into your one leg extension behind us. All right, your single leg extension. So we're going to find hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. Shoulders are back and down, tummy is lifted, tailbone is tucked. So your first option here is to take a deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to step one foot back behind us. We're going to tuck the toes, and we're just going to shift the weight down into the heel, holding for a breath in. Breath out, we shift the weight forward and bend the knee back underneath. Hold for that breath in. Breath out to extend the opposite leg, tuck the toes under, press the heel down. Hold for that breath in. Breath out to come back under. Hold for that breath in. Breath out to step back, tuck the toes under, shift the weight into the heel. Hold for your breath in. Breath out to bring that knee back under. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, tuck the toes under, shift the weight into the heel, hold for that breath in. Breath out to bring that knee back under. Now you're more than welcome to stay with this, or for the next round we're going to come into our plank, taking a deep breath in. Deep breath out, tuck the toes under, shift the weight into the heel, hold for that breath in. Breath out, opposite leg steps back, tuck the toes under, hold for your breath in. Breath out, bend the knees. Bring them back in. Breath in to prepare. Breath out, opposite leg steps back first. Hold for that breath in. Breath out, opposite leg, other leg, sorry. Hold for your breath in. Breath out to come down. Now we're going to do one more on each leg, bringing those knees back underneath our hips. Reset, shoulders are back and down, tummy is lifted. Deep breath in. Deep breath out to tuck the toes under. Press into that heel as we hold for our breath in. Breath out, opposite leg steps back. Hold for your breath in. Breath out to come down. Last round here. Stepping that foot back, tuck the toes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out to step back with both legs. Hold for your breath in. Breath out, bend the knees. And we're going to sit back and down into child's pose. Give those wrists a really good twirl here. Lovely, one more big deep breath in. Deep breath out, coming up into sitting. Sitting however is comfortable for you. You can sit directly onto the mat, you can sit on a block or a cushion. You could even come up into sitting into a chair if that's more comfortable for you. And then we're just going to point one hand to the front. We're going to take the opposite hand on top of our palm, the back of our hand. We're going to take the opposite hand on top of the back of our hand. We're going to pull those fingers down towards the floor. Relax the shoulders, hold for a couple of deep breaths. And then we're going to point the opposite hand down to the floor. Other hand on the back of that hand, drawing it in towards you, stretching through the forearm. Relax the hands down either side of you. We're just going to take a gentle nod of the head to one ear to one shoulder. And we're going to do the opposite side. So you can nod the chin slightly if that feels nicer for you, or you can just take the head from side to side here, stretching down the side of the neck. Have a little play around with how you feel that stretch and adjust to how it suits you. One more each side. And last one. Lovely. We're going to straighten our legs out in front of us. We're going to bend one knee in. And if this is a deep enough stretch for you, you're more than welcome to stay here. Or you can take the foot of the bent knee and cross it over that straight leg. So the knee that we've got bent, we're going to take the opposite elbow and we're going to loop it around to hug that knee in towards us. And then we're just going to rotate round towards that hip. You can take the opposite hand and place it on the mat behind you. Think about growing tall from the crown of your head and just trying to deepen that twist towards that leg, stretching through the bottom muscles here. And then coming back to center, swapping those legs round, crossing that foot over the straight leg, hooking that elbow around that knee and twisting towards it. Hand comes behind us, sitting nice and tall through that spine. And then coming back to centre. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that session. If you want to do a little bit of relaxation, then please feel free to find the relaxation video and enjoy. Have a lovely day. Thank you.